Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome to the Soulful Mamas podcast. You're with your host, Maria, and I'm so happy and pleased you're here. It's 28th of December, and it's about 5:30, just after 5:30 in the morning. So I'm talking slightly quietly. It's the morning of my son's 14th birthday, and it's just beautiful. The sun's rising, and I'm at my parents' place in Foxton Beach and just watching the sun rise and the colours over the Manawatu River and surrounding Kapiti Island in the distance. It's quite beautiful. And at this time of the morning it's quite still and the birds are out and it's there's a stillness. There's no one else around. There's the odd car going past, but not. It's still in that just about to wake up stage. So I was lying there reminiscing about 14 years ago, and that wrapping my head around the fact I have a 14-year-old now. It's hard to believe, really. Last night we went to the beach and watched the sunset, and the kids were just paddling. You know what paddling is when you've got kids, even when they're big. It ends up being, can you hold my jumper? And the next thing they're in the waves and swimming. But it was pretty cool to watch them both. And the sun had fully set and it's getting slightly darker. And they're just out there in the waves having the best time. So it was a really nice way for Jack to end his 13th, the year of being 13. Yeah. And I was also thinking about those in-between times. And this week is like that in-between week, in between Christmas and New Year. And it's where the excitement of Christmas has subsided. Maybe most of the Christmas leftovers have been eaten. And you're settling into either some people going back to work or just settling into your holiday space, whatever that looks like, and just getting into a rhythm of, perhaps sleep-ins or trips to the beach or some water body. This is in New Zealand, obviously. If you're in the Northern Hemisphere, you're probably wrapping up and you're keeping really nice and warm. But it's still that in between. And like I was saying on my summer solstice episode, it's a time when I start to think about what I want to bring forth for the year ahead, that solstice to solstice period, what I want to work on or achieve or practice, all of those things. And the seeds are really planted and starting to germinate on summer solstice. And yesterday was the full moon. Gosh, I don't know how it was for you all, but the energy was very intense. The few days leading up to it was quite emotional, I guess. And Cancer is a watery sign, so I guess there was that emotional feeling of, the waters pulling, whether that be in the form of tears or the tides. Either way, it ebbs and flows and comes and goes, and all is good, really. But it coincided with Christmas Day, and, so if you felt like there were some big things you're navigating or you're getting more triggered than normal or different emotions coming up that you weren't expecting to, it's all part of it. It, like I said, ebb and flow, comes and goes. Just allow that to be what it's going to be. And now we're on the other side of that full moon today, anyway, the 28th, still there, but it's time to go into that next phase. And right now we've got a few days before it's the new year, before we go into 2024. And whether you work on New Year's resolutions or not, like I was saying in the other episode, there is still a very large collective energy where people are setting resolutions, setting intentions, and they're putting them out into the ether. So there is that energy of newness. And I find this week, once the excitement's passed of Christmas, can start to be a little bit more reflective, or a chance to have a little bit more contemplation and think about, well, what is it that I want to do or not do and achieve and work towards, and just for further growth of yourself, personal growth, maybe it's professional growth, maybe it's like for me, I want to get even more aware of plants and trees in my garden, and who works with what and when to plant what, and there's so many different layers that you can work on. And how do you get that information? What expertise do you need to either seek out or learn yourself? What resources around in your own community, your own neighbourhood, that could support this new venture? But yeah, so it's just a short little episode today of just reminding us to take some time in this in-between week as we sit with that feeling of that newness coming, and reflecting on this year 2023, which has been quite a big one. The last few have been pretty big ones, haven't they? But yeah, I know a lot of people I've spoken to have said they can't wait to see the back of this year, and that's good, that's great. But then what do you want to bring forth into the new year? Because it starts with ourselves, rather than putting it on a group or a body or an organisation of who's to blame for what. Let's just start, bring it right back to home. What can we do to make our lives amazing? And then when that happens, that ripple out can go to our other family members and friends and community, and they can feel and experience the goodness, because there's so many amazing things and good things, and it's just where you put your focus, where's your attention. And yeah, it's up to us, really. It's up to us. So I know I'm trying to keep my radar and focus on all the wonderful, positive, beautiful things that this amazing world has to offer. So wishing you a really beautiful day. I'm about to go and see if my son's awake and have a great day with him and the family. And I will see you next week. And next week I have got an amazing episode to share with you, with a beautiful guest. You will love it. So yeah, I will keep you posted. Have a very beautiful, soulful day and soulful entry into 2024. Bye.